what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Brian's Jerky Journey. It's been a while, but welcome back nonetheless. And it's a very special episode because it's actually been a year since I launched the channel. So for the sake of this is episode number 61. So in 52 weeks, I've done 61 episodes. In theory, it's probably been closer to 70 because I had one episode that was a multi-part. So I basically called it, I believe it was episode 25, it was in 4 parts. So it's a little bit more than 61, but this is episode number 61 with me, USA loving, beef jerky eating, host in the place to be, the notorious Brian G. And it's a very special day on multiple levels. First off, yesterday was the announcement of one of my inspirations, the notorious B.I.G., aka Christopher Wallace, being nominated in the 2020 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So very happy to hear that news. And then on another note, another notorious inspiration for me, the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg, smiling down on us from above with the news of this Saturday morning of Joe Biden being our president-elect, number 46 of the United States. So very powerful day in the nation, and regardless of whether or not you supported him or Trump, let's hope that we can just move forward and build more of a united front and truly make our country great. So, yeah. So, quick 60-second update. It's been very busy, as I've mentioned. Apologies for not getting these out as often. The last I had a review, I was actually dressed up. I was in the midst of a bunch of job interviews, and I'm happy to report that on not Friday yesterday, but a week, so basically the Friday before the election, which was 30th, which was exactly 7 months to the day that I was let go, I received not only my first job offer, but 2 job offers. So, one was for a full-time opportunity, and it just wasn't really a good fit, I felt, towards the end. And they kind of showed it in the actual offer as they bait and switched it, both from a job title and compensation standpoint, which was really kind of sleazy. And sadly, not the first time I've heard of it from other people impacted by this pandemic, looking for other employment. These employers are basically trying to take advantage of the employees' situation and try to offer them less to make them do more. And the other opportunity was actually a freelance opportunity, 20 hours a week through the end of the year. Paid well and gave me a good opportunity to kind of get back into the agency space and work with a couple of clients, one in a space that I'm familiar with that basically sold a product, revenue. Actually very cool opportunity because it's a one product site, which I've never done before. I've done a ton of work for different people, different organizations that have sold multiple products. This is just one product specifically. So I'm very excited about that. And then the other client's actually in the pharmaceutical space, which is really becoming kind of a hot trend right now. More so now, but in the years prior, but especially more so now. So it's given me some access to that. And it's kind of a chance. Like I said, it's basically 20 hours contract at the end of the year, but I think that was a better fit for me. So I accepted that, and I started this week. So between that and a couple other things I'm doing on the side as well, I have about 30 hours. And then I have another opportunity that I'm basically speaking about at another company to kind of give me another 10 to 20 hours that I can maybe move around and get a full 40-hour work week out of it. So, I mean, there are drawbacks. There are no benefits, unfortunately. This is a contractor role, so it pays more, but I have to hold back a lot more. And then, obviously, there's no vacation time if you're basically an independent contractor. So, but at the same time, we're in a situation where why are we going to take vacation right now? So this is probably good in the short term. And the hope is that it'll lead to something in the long term. And that, to me, is my plan. My plan is to always have a fallback. Think ahead, but think in the now. And actually utilize your network. This was something where my network was instrumental in helping me get opportunities, and more often than not, it's my network at the graduate school level, but now it's a mix of both graduate and undergraduate people that I've known, both in both areas that have reached out to me. So very grateful to my network on LinkedIn and in other areas as well that have reached out to me about opportunities. Most of them really not viable, but at least the thought right there. So it's very very thankful for the thoughtfulness. So if anyone's watching that's reached out to me in the past, I just want to say thank you. And let's get into episode number 61. So this was a situation where I was at the store, and like a regular convenience store, and they'll have a beef jerky aisle, as you'll see if you're in a convenience store, just grabbing some stuff on the go. And I happened to find this brand out of Vermont. So being that I'm from the New England area, and it kind of was a personal feel for me when I read it, because the name of the brand is called Rosie's Vermont Beef Jerky. So let me just do my, I don't know if I can do this here, hold it all up, but maybe do it like this. Let's take a look. Seeing the photo action process in action. So, yeah. But, yeah, so they're based out of Vermont. Let me see exactly where. Swanton, Vermont. So, personal feel to Vermont, in my case, because I'm from New England as well. They're in the New England region. One of my long-standing consulting clients is based out of Vermont. And Rosie's, Rosie was the name of my first dog, which I got a week after I moved out of my parents' house and into our first place with my then fiance, now wife. Yeah, she was a Rottweiler, awesome breed. If anyone's ever had a Rottweiler or encountered one, they're just such a good natured animal if they're trained properly. And it all falls on the trainer. They get a bad rap because it's necessarily how they're trained or lack of training. And she was awesome. The best, I hate to say it because I'm in my second generation of dogs right now, and I have a dog now who I love a lot, but like she was the best, and she pretty much laid the foundation for me loving dogs the way I do, and more importantly remembering the dogs I lost and getting future dogs, and it started with her. So yeah, so it kind of put a smile on my face when I saw the name of Rosie's Vermont Beef Jerky, and they had a couple bags. So I got the original, and then I got everything beef, and then maple beef. So everything beef is interesting because I know that I've had it was a Brooklyn-based beef jerky company that had an everything bagel beef jerky, which I thought was phenomenal. And I'm not really a big everything bagel fan, but it actually kind of turned me on to go back and having more bagels than I normally do. So it's kind of sucks, but yeah. So these are all 1.5 ounce packages. There isn't any nutritional content on there, and unfortunately, the Best By dates appear to be faded or smudged off. So I don't know how good this is, but I did get it a couple months ago. Normal shelf life's about 12 to 18 months. There are flavor packs in there. Yeah, in terms of reading what it says here, quite possibly Vermont's finest tasting jerky. The everything beef jerky has smoke flavor added. And then the original and the maple are just kind of stated as is. So that being said, let's dig in. Let's start with the original beef jerky from Rosie's Vermont Beef Jerky. Tenderness, texture, initial scent. There's a little tear mark right here. Okay, so it actually has a very nice scent coming out of the bag, and it's a little bit of dryness, but not stiff like a board. And minimal effort to tear. There's a real dry component to that, which is a good thing, actually, I think, when it comes to beef jerky. Again, as long as it's not dry to the point where it's snapping, this was able to be peeled off with very minimal effort. And I like the scent of it, so I'm going to give it a 4 for tenderness, texture, initial scent. And now let's get more of an aspect of the scent and smell. So, take a smell of that. This one didn't say anything about additional smokiness, but it definitely has a smoky kind of scent to it. And I'm very curious to feel like how it's going to chew and taste. So I'll give it a 4 as well for scent and smell. And let's see how this chews and tastes. All right. So, like I said, it's a little dry. I've got more of a chewy component. But a nice smokiness aspect coming while you chew. You're getting it kind of in your tongue and your cheeks, and but it's not like overpowering to the point where it kind of hurts your gums inside if it's really hot. So yeah, again, nice chewy component. So yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna give that a 4. So 4 for tenderness, texture, initial scent. 4 for scent and smell. 4 for chewiness and taste. 4 overall score for that. All right. Next one, everything. Let's dig into the everything. Tenderness, texture, initial scent. Okay. Couldn't really get much of a scent coming out of the bag, but very similar to the original in terms of the dryness, but very, like right here actually is a little bit of effort to tear, but there's a dry component to it. So not bad. 4 for, give it a 4 for tenderness, texture, initial scent. Scent and smell. I'm not really getting an everything component. It's not a bad thing. Nothing that's turning me off to it. Just makes me wonder how it's going to chew and taste if I can't smell the everything seasoning. Maybe the seasoning is embedded inside the meat. But again, 4 as well for scent and smell. Let's see how this chews and tastes. So, not gonna lie, a little disappointed because I'm not getting really anything off of everything. It almost tastes like an original. So where's the everything? So yeah, but it's got a nice chewy component to it, and I've actually been craving more jerky lately. Kind of going back to a personal situation. I hurt my back last week, and it's like almost, I thought it was my back, but it's basically like my trapezius where it ends off the shoulder blade. So it's been very painful laying down. Unfortunately, the only way to really kind of get through it is to rest, and it hurts to rest. Like I'm better off actually literally off my on my feet, walking around upright, or elevated, standing upright, arching my back. And if I am able to use a heating pad or a heating component in my car, I'm doing much better with that. But basically I've had to kind of suspend my weight training during the time. So it's been actually a week. I'm looking at my weights right over here. They're all properly stacked and all that, but it's been tough this past week. But it's actually been nice at the same time because I feel like I've been able to kind of recover some other areas I've been kind of sore off of. And then coupled with the fact that, starting this new side gig, give me some time to kind of focus on that. So, but yeah, I've actually been craving jerky, and when I'm kind of busy and not eating as much, having jerky is a good alternative, and that's something that I've talked about in the past. So, yeah, long story short, I've been craving jerky for a while. So when I had that, it's kind of like, okay, it kind of hits the spot, but not really. So I'm actually going to give that a 3. So that's a 1.5. So it's going to be 3.5 overall score for the everything. So last but not least, let's look at maple beef jerky. Again, can't really say anything about nutritional content or the best by date. So let's just dig into it. And hopefully I don't get sick, which from the last episode I didn't. So let's get some. Okay. So this one looks, just at first glance, to be a little less dry. Not bad. This almost has like a roll-up rawhide feel. Shoe heel feel, as people like to call it. But yeah, so very minimal effort to tear. And again, I didn't really get much of an initial scent. So I'm going to give it a 4 for tenderness, texture, initial scent. Let's see how more of a smell. Again, I'm reading maple, so I'm thinking sweet, and I'm really not smelling anything off the bat. So that's actually not a bad thing. It'd just be nice to know what you're kind of thinking you're going to taste before by smelling it before you actually do. So I'll still give it a 4 as well for scent and smell. And as we finish up this episode number 61, 1-year anniversary edition of Brian's Jerky Journey, previewing the different types of jerky from Rosie's Vermont beef jerky. Let's see how this maple beef jerky chews and tastes. Okay, so again, not really feeling sweetness. And it's not like the everything or the original scent was so overpowering that it kind of numbed my mouth. I'm just not chewing it. I'm just thinking, where's the maple? I don't have to ask where the beef is because I know I'm getting the beef, but where's the maple that makes it maple? So, yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm going to give it a 3 as well for chewiness and taste. So that'll be a 3.5 overall for this maple beef jerky. So, that'll do it for this episode. Like this video, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Anything else I should try down the road. Any other recipes that you found utilizing beef jerky? That's something that I actually am thinking about trying. especially with Wicked Cuts, whom I bought a bunch of their stuff for. And we'll be reviewing it because they have now come out with a chicken jerky. So we'll be doing a chicken jerky review of Wicked Cuts in the coming weeks. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If there's anything else I haven't tried that you should try. If you like this channel and you want to see it grow, I suggest you hit the subscribe button below, or you can click it here. Watch other videos over here. And then you can look down in the description line my other social media channels where you can like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. See the Notorious Brian G and Brian's Jerky Journey on the IG. So that'll do it for this episode number 61 of Brian's Jerky Journey. I hope you've enjoyed this journey with me and you'll join me in the next one. Thanks.
Thank you for watching the Brian's Jerky Journey show. If you don't like jerky, go blow.